Hello YouTube, Miss Grifoniac here, coming to you from the very wet Moonlight server. Seems like all it ever does is rain these days, but that's okay. I've spent most of my time underground lately, so doesn't really make a difference for me. This is the first in my new style of LP, which is a world tour, and I'm going to show you what I've been up to these days. I've been pretty busy. I've not done much building out here, except to add a mushroom forest, or the start of a mushroom forest, to replace what burnt down by this lava pit that's out here. I intend to thicken the mushrooms up quite a bit and replace all of the forest that burnt down, which was quite a bit. I pretty much just put down what I had and then put some little mushrooms on the ground so they had a chance to start spreading. But that's a project for another day. As I said, I've spent a lot of time underground lately, working on the green and purpley. The name, if you don't know by now, the name was granted to me by Zedaf. I built the grinder and decided that I would make a pretty big deal of it and actually, use it quite a bit. And he and Sark decided they would name it for me, and they put many, many suggestions on signs on the thing. And the green and purpley is something that I actually, found amusing, so I kept it. And everybody knows it as the green and purpley. And if you are new to the series, you'll see why it's called the green and purpley very shortly. But this is my forest, and I have from time to time been known to practice my parkour, and I'm still not very good at it, but that's the backside of my hill there. And we're gonna go to the green and purpley from the spawn entrance this time. The last video I went from my home entrance with the photobombing bat. Just my bean. Ouch. There's home. This is my road. This is my bridge. This is my potato. And the thing that we can do today, actually, is get rid of this mess, because we don't need it. As much work as I've done downstairs, I don't need any upstairs farms at all. And this isn't very good about keeping the animals in. I don't know why, but the four-legged ones always seem to escape. I never did quite figure out how they were doing so. I don't know if that weird bug where you log out and they're up against the fence and then they glitch through is back, or if they were... I don't know. I never found any solid blocks inside the fencing for them to have jumped up on. My best guess was that there was fencing here, that they were somehow through the fence catching this, but I don't know. I'm not entirely sold. Run, chickens, be free. Confuse the neighbors. Yeah, okay. So I was trying to get some records, or I don't really know. It was really late one night, and I was fighting a lot of creepers, so there's some creeper holes to be tended to in spawn. Sorry guys, I'll get to that. I promise. It was a bad night. I had started working on some villagers down here, where I was trying to breed them safely, because they were already down here. We dug them down here so that they could be safe from the zombies, but they weren't breeding very well, and I never quite could figure out why. So I tore everything down and I moved them to the green and purpley, and then that guy apparently got or something. There was a villager in there, and he was zombie bait. So I didn't do much more than give up on this village. So there are no villagers here left, and I'm pretty sure I've broken every door, which is good because I've got a village really close by and I don't need it to break. And then I also went ahead and took the initiative to mark out our spawn chunks, just in case we decide to build some kind of massive machinery that requires the knowledge of, you know, actual spawn chunks. And on this side, like, this pillar is actually not in the spawn chunk. This is the last block that I'm standing in of the spawn chunk. Going that direction is spawn. And this is the center of it. So yeah, I did that, and that actually wasn't too hard once we figured out the F3 screen. They changed things around a little bit, but yeah, see where it says chunk? So I just walked into a new chunk. This is chunk number 13. This is chunk number 14. See that? Okay, anyways, enough with that. So I did that. This is the far edge. I got 2 torches so that I remember that, you know, this is the corner. And what's going on over here is I marked a pillar about how high I want. I'm going to be building a dirt block a house because I think everybody's forgotten about dirt block. To be honest, nobody remembers dirt block, but I remember dirt block, and I'm going to build him a house. I'm going to build it right here. I'm going to show you the green and purpley, but first, let's take a quick break because I want to acknowledge my patrons, and then we will get to the bulk of the show. I'll be right back. Alright then, welcome back. Thanks for all of my patrons and so many people who supported me in my last Marathon to Minecon stream. Oh my goodness, I am super stoked. I might actually be getting to go to Minecon because of the generosity of so many very kind people. We're gonna start at the top of the green and purpley. I can't even begin to thank you enough for that. So, this is green and purpley. That's the very sign that ZF put. Turn it on. Turn it off. It's pretty self-explanatory. About the simplest thing in the world. You know. It's like Minecraft 101. Well, maybe 102, I guess. But I dug it straight down so that they dropped away from the collection area, because there's a maximum of 6 zombies that can be had within a certain area. I dropped them down. Then I built farms all around. So that's Soap Gator's farm. Soap Gator's. I don't know why I do that every time. Soap the Great's farm. And my sheep. And then watermelon farms for brewing, and sugarcane also for brewing and, you know, stuff, paper and stuff. Oh, you hear a chicken because there's a chicken back there behind that watermelon plant. And then I like potatoes for my food, and I basically, anytime I walk by and I see that the potatoes are grown, I harvest and then drop them in here and put the excess away. And then just a tree farm, because that's usually just about enough wood for whatever projects that I've got going. Yeah, that's pretty sufficient. I need to get more ferns. I miss having my ferns. I keep accidentally breaking them. Ferns were a nice touch. And then brewing, where basically it's not exactly automatic, but I use the hopper to do the recipe. So now I'll come back and that'll be ready to go. Then we have a level 2. And we'll go back up to level 1 here in just a second to show you what I've been really spending a lot of time on. But as you can see in there, the zombies will drop, and at this point they're far enough away that more zombies can spawn immediately, and then they funnel down into the center, per Squirt Dude's design. Then I've got this little area set up here, which I had set up with extra villagers, but things happened. Zombie things happened. And I lost all my extra villagers. I was kind of mad. I'll get more. This is what I spend a lot of my time on. And I'll show you the workings of it. That button is, there's a water dispenser there, so that when I have villagers that are piled up right here, I can push the button and the water will flow and push them aside. So yeah, nothing's changed over here, still just the fishing, and I keep meaning to dig a hole to Sky, but I keep forgetting. Say Levy. And the most exciting floor is this one here. This is Squirt Dude's design. He took someone else's and then improved on it, and then I improved even further on that. As I've mentioned in a previous episode, basically shove the little dude over, give him a punch. Hi! So this area is just littered with slime chunks. This is part of a slime chunk, and sometimes they'll spawn on these grass blocks. Every now and then I'll come down here and there's a giant slime hopping around. They get stuck up in here too sometimes, and they'll try to climb the vines and get stuck. It's kind of funny. And then since the last episode that you've been down here, I'm pretty sure, I installed this, which is really nice to have. And I can sit and trade for days and just get filthy stinking rich. So these guys though are my money makers. The paper it's harder to make a lot of money on the paper, it seems, because in order to unlock it you have to, it's not nearly as cheap, and there isn't that paper in the last slot, and so therefore you can always unlock it thing anymore. Yeah, paper isn't the most effective way to get emeralds. Zombie flesh is, in my opinion. Basically, I drop... Oh, I think I might have some zombie flesh stored away. A little. So you get what you're gonna get out of the guy, and then when he locks up, you come back here and you get as much glowstone as you want, or as much lapis as you want. And I'm constantly using glowstone and more frequently using lapis than ever before. So this isn't the most generous glowstone that I've got, but I've got other villagers, and I mostly just use these guys for emeralds. And even with my constantly trading for supplies, I have a constant stock of emeralds. So loving that. And then I keep filling up my armor supplies, so even though I let's see, unbreaking, projectile protection, fire protection. Do I have any iron? Oh, looky there, I have actual iron. Let's go with let's go with this one. And a hat. Oh, I put an iron hat away. There we go. Constant supply of free armor. And then I can trade with my villagers. We'll go probably do that later. And here comes where Graf has spent most of her time. Resource gathering and building. And that is in this monstrosity. And I gave you a peek at it in the last episode, but it's finished now. Oh yeah, I should probably do something with those cows. It's finished now though. It's as tall as I'm gonna make it. And it's pretty, fairly efficient. There's still some loss. Because the the sugarcane will sometimes catch on the side of the block and then constantly fall, but never actually fall. So there's still some loss, but it's fairly efficient. It definitely does the job. I think I AFK'd for a night after I finished building it, and I had a double chest and a half of sugarcane, and that was with the server crashing at one point. So I'm not actually certain how much I get, but it's enough for my needs. I was considering doing one more level up, but at the moment, like I said, it's enough for my needs and not too much farther, and we have service. So yeah, going down now. Just figured I'd jump up there and see, how much farther until I hit the ground. Wasn't far at all. But yeah. This is Mumbo Jumbo's design. I didn't alter it in any way, except I only just did the one section. That's right, because it's more than sufficient. It's just really me using it, so I don't need a whole lot. So let's go on into the end. Just want to see. This is full. Right, okay. Let's go on into the end and show you what I've been doing there, and then we'll call it an episode for the week. Okay, I said I was going to go into the end, but I'm going to start, with the Nether, because I never officially showed off, trying to scroll real. I never officially showed off my Wither Skelly farm. I didn't see anything cool drop. Where'd you go? I don't need you shooting at me while I'm in the Wither Skelly farm. Not gonna bother. This is a little safety spot that I built, and I gave everybody a chest. And then, brewing, some supplies, and apparently things have been spawning in here, because this keeps breaking. And that's a watermelon, but I haven't seen it actually do anything, so I don't know if it's broken or what. It did spawn a watermelon earlier, but I haven't seen one in a while. I've been in and out of here a lot lately. Traipsing zombies from my spawner to the... I can put this back now. To the end. But I don't need to do that anymore because they'll breed on their own. Anyways, enough of that. So this is the Skelly farm, and I don't know why there's lag just right there between ZFs and Tangos, but it's a pretty good farm. I used the concepts that I learned from Cabo PC, and I'll link to him in the description, just so that I knew where... Well, that wasn't very nice, guys. So that I knew where to place it. The only thing that I didn't do that I could have done was each of these intersections here, I could have expanded out the corners, but I didn't feel like doing the whole shifty thing over the lava, so I just didn't. But I brought it all the way out here, and it was essentially just a thing to do while I had 6 hours, and I just built. Excuse me, pardon me. It would be really inconvenient if I died. I'm gonna hightail it out of here, because I don't have proper gear for this venture. But you can see, it's a couple stories and goes out pretty far. And once you run the length, more spawn, more or less, most of the time. And tons of magma. Also blaze in case you're running short. Ooh, I thought I'd hit that pigman. That was frightening. It's also a little bit inconvenient that there's a blaze spawner just right here. So they spawn like crazy. Spawners up there. Keep waiting for somebody to make a grinder. Nobody has yet. I guess we'll wait and see. But in case you're wondering, this right here is kind of a mob-proof door because it's too high, but the mobs don't, the pigmen, they don't see it as too high, so they won't try to come through it. Doesn't mean they can't spawn over here and come get you, but it does slow them down a little bit. Let's go to the end. Okay. So, I'm sure you've seen our Ender grinder. But we're gonna be needing to build a new one soon. So I bring the zombie villagers up through here. And then and then because apparently there's a daylight cycle, didn't know that there's a daylight cycle in the end. The zombies will sometimes burn. So I built a safe place. And then essentially you have the zombie track you through here. Then you ender pearl up here. And they'll come and stand like right here trying to get to you. So I built these and then I drop water in behind them, shoves them down into the curing station. One time sufficient. Thank you. And that drops them down into here. You get a chance to do your curing. And then when you're done, or when the zombie is, completely cured, you can drop him. Sometimes they like to stand like on the very edge, and so I have to play around with a bucket of water, but I usually get them down in there without too much trouble. And that drops the little buggers in here. Hey guys! What's up? So I've been in and out of here trading with these guys. And... oh! Sorry. Stand still. What are you? Shepherd, right. Okay, yeah, that's everybody. I need to name them. Because these are the ones that I come and I trade with. Excuse me. Anyway. And, when I need a new villager, I take one of them, like the priest. One of these priests is new. I put them in a cart. And take them upstairs. And I come up here. They ride the coaster all the way up. And I'm going to try to be really careful because there's spoilers over there. Tango built something that he kind of sort of showed in his episode. They've done some more work on it. And I'm supposed to go through it, but I'll do that next time. So it comes up here, and then I set them aside for somebody to use in their attractions. Like, for example, Zadaf has brought his librarians to the gate. And I think that looks pretty nifty. So, yeah. That's what I've been doing here. And mostly, I've just spent a lot of time gathering resources and building up that paper farm so that I can continue trading. And I AFK at the zombie grinder while I'm at it so that I can trade the zombie flesh. And I've spent pretty much most of it on glowstone. Tons and tons of glowstone and some glass, but mostly glowstone. And I use these farms here to trade with the guys. So, yeah. Anyways, a lot of you have already seen all this, but just to make sure that I start the world tour off on a good foot, I am just showing all the things that I've been working on for the last like month. A lot of hard work, a lot of resource gathering. I've got plans to expand my road soon. I'm going to build that house for dirt block soon, and I've got some patron installations to do. One or two other minor projects, and an attraction to come to the end somewhere. I have to decide where and in what style, but I'm gonna borrow a game from No Way It's Trevor. I've already cleared it with him. I'm gonna clear it with him again because reasons, but I really enjoy it and I think it would be a blast to have on the moon. So that's gonna do it for us today. Thank you for coming with me on my first world tour. Next time, I hope to have some more exciting things that you haven't seen in stream. If you don't know already, I stream every Thursday night, starting at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. And a typical week's stream, I will spend at least an hour on Moonlight doing some work or showing it off, and then we go and play some minigames. So you can get a little bit of a kind of a sneak peek for Moonlight by doing that. By joining me in the streams, and yeah, it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun to hang out with people. So hopefully I'll see some of you in stream, and if not, then I will definitely see you next week for the next world tour. We'll see you then. This should do it. Get all my emeralds back. Ta-da! Just about can't get my own mines. Okay. Well, why won't it? Why won't it update? I don't understand. Why does it do that? Well, I have haste too, so let's give this a shot. I think I had one I started. Yeah. Oh yeah, still blocks in there. Pow pow pow. Pow 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 pow. Oh, dark. Pow 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 pow. Pow 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 pow. Pew pew. Ah, instant mine's awesome. Pew pew pew. Whee. Whee. Oh, stuck. Oh, one of those, huh? My instant mine's causing problems. Oh, it's outside the reach of the Aww. Oh, spoiled graph is spoiled.